Okay, today's video is about removing and installing a wheel on your car. Now let's say if you have winter tires, it's a good idea to buy the winter tire with the rim. That way you don't have to take the tires and the rims back to the dealer or the shop and have them reinstall and rebalance each tire every time you want to switch snow tires and all-season tires. So here I have a winter tire with its own rim. It looks a little ugly, but you can always put a hubcap on top of that. So what I'm going to do now is remove this winter tire or winter wheel and put the regular all-season wheels back on like I have there. Okay, so to do this you need a few tools. You'll need a jack like this one, or you can use the jack that's in your trunk, a socket and a socket wrench, and a breaker bar. You can also use the tire iron that's in your trunk. Now, the first thing you need to do is block the car wheels, and if you're changing the front tire, you should block the wheel that's on the other side and at the rear. So I would block the wheel on both sides of the tire. It also helps if you put the parking brake on as well. Okay, so first thing you need to do, jack the car up. If you look underneath the car, you'll see a metal plate that sticks out. This right here. This is where your jack fits, or this piece is what sits on top of the jack to lift up. And on the jack there's a groove. So there's grooves right here for the metal plate to sit on so it doesn't slip off. So you place this jack under the groove. So make sure it sits properly. Now you can start jacking it up. So what you should do is jack the car up so that the tire is still touching the ground. And the reason for that is you don't want to be putting torque on the transmission while you're trying to take the lug nuts off. Okay, so now you've taken some weight off the tire, so now you can loosen the lug nuts part way, or partially. And you should loosen the lug nuts on in a star pattern. Okay. Now you can jack the car all the way up. Okay, at this point you should put a jack stand under the frame somewhere so that if the jack fails it will land on the jack stand and it won't come all the way down, just in case you're underneath the car. So here I placed the jack stand right underneath the frame. Okay, so now I'll take the lug nuts off and take the wheel off. I'll take the bottom lug nut off last, so that it'll hold the wheel on while I take the other ones off. It's much easier. Now that first lug nut was a little tight. I think the thread was damaged before, so careful when you're taking or when you're putting the lug nuts back on, you don't damage the threads. So make sure you put it on nice and when it goes in, make sure it's nice and easy. Don't force it in, otherwise you'll strip the threads. So now you can take the wheel off. And put the all seasons back. And then lift it back on. And the lug nuts back on. I would push the rim right up against the hub and then tighten one of the bolts in first. And now the other ones can go in much easier. And just to make it easier, you can use a socket to thread them in. At this point, hand tighten because the wheel is off the ground, and when you move it like this, you can tell that it's engaging the transmission. You don't want to put a lot of pressure on the tranny, so hand tighten the lug nuts on first. Don't put too much pressure on them. Do this in a star pattern as well. So now lower the car so that the tire just touches the ground. Take the jack stand away first. So I'm slowly letting it lower until it just touches the ground. Okay, so let's pretend we're still on the road and we don't have a torque wrench. I'll just apply approximately amount of pressure on each lug nut. And so let's say now that you came back home, or you came back and took it to a shop. So what you need to do is have each one of these lug nuts torqued. So for this 2002 Accord, each lug nut takes 80 foot-pounds. So I would adjust this to 80 foot-pounds. £80 foot-pounds. And when it's at the right torque, the torque wrench will make loud clicking sounds. And you also do this in the start pattern. Just go around in a circle to make sure that you got everyone. And now you can lower the vehicle back down. So slowly let the vehicle come down, don't drop it really quick. And make sure you remove the wheel blocks on the other side. And there you have it. That's how you replace or remove a wheel and reinstalling it.